right, and welcome everyone to the much anticipated, not too long overdue Session 6 of the Anima Inferni, our Stars Without Numbers actual play that we've been running here for the last several weeks. And at least me, I've been having fun, which is really all that matters. Only the game master has to have a good time. Remember how you said I was going to burn out? Maybe it's happening right now. X. Maybe I'm stumbling over my words. It's all good. But it's been a glorious day here, and I'm very excited to dive right into the story. So without further ado, we're going to have everyone quickly introduce themselves, the player and the character that they're playing. I am stumbling over my words today. And the character that they're playing, and then I'm going to do a quick little recap of last session, and then we'll dive right into today's session of the Anima Inferni. So without further ado, let's go Svan, Profess Hex, Chewbacca, Neon, and then of course Charles. Take it away, gents.
I'm Svankinson, and I'm playing Molly, the teleporting technician.
Teleporting technician.
I'm Professor X. I am playing Narcissa Cis Couple. I don't have a alliterative phrase for that, so just skip me.
The psychic psychotic?
It's both P's. Okay, yeah, that counts. That checks out. Yeah.
I'm Chewbacca. I am playing Eberhard Fuchs, the blonde pilot. There's no cybernet now. Paraplegic pilot. There he is. Prosthetic pilot. There we go. Prosthetic pilot. Oh, good. I broke Wolf.
Yeah, I'm Neon, and I am playing Nova, the maybe fearless captain. Who knows? He also might be sent into space soon enough, or turn into a hive mind.
The nervous navigator.
I'm Charles. I'm playing Lucian von Ordo, the warrior from a fallen noble family.
The wandering warrior?
The wandering warrior.
The wandering warrior. We did it. Yes.
The compromised combatant.
The weary warrior.
The compromised combatant.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't with you gents tonight. I just can't. I'm in a really good mood, so just bear with me. It means you're less likely. Actually, it probably means you're more likely to die, but I digress. So we last left off, our intrepid adventurers. You all had gathered some derwolfazine from planet Teus. You had then transported that back to Edbris 8 with the intent of finding whatever buyer was going to buy it from the old it's a gangster you had outplayed, tricked.
Daddy,
as it were. Pops, old Poppy. And when you returned and got into the space, and again, the space station itself exists sort of near this asteroid belt. There's actually some larger asteroids that it actually leverages to sort of maintain this gravitational rotation. And as you rounded one of those larger asteroids, you were met with a strange and perhaps slightly disconcerting image. There was no space traffic. The lights of the station, most of them were off. And as you got closer and closer to the station, you quickly realized that this sort of flower-like, with the little petals and the little sort of like spinning three-ringed sections of the station, most of those were without power. Now you had picked up a faint sort of short-waved radio S.O.S. from inside the station that still had power, but you had realized there were not enough spacesuits to go outside. So long story short, you went, you gathered some weird shit happened, and eventually made your way inside the station. You also found your old friend, Jamie. At least someone or something pretending to be Jamie. A gun battle, some weird multiplying monster people, and our last scene of last session was you all doing a crazy maneuver, absolute batshit insane crazy maneuver, and blowing a hole in the side of the space station with the intent sucking all of those creatures. There was a horde coming from deeper in the station. And as fate would have it, it seemed to have worked. In fact, it worked pretty well. As the blast doors came down, you all had a moment to breathe. Jamie's head was gone, completely obliterated. And his body was kind of slowly turning into this black, nasty-looking ooze and evaporating. Slowly evaporating. But we're going to pick up where we had left off. With all of you maybe catching your breath, taking a moment to just breathe, I would say. Breathe and sort of take in everything. When there is a scratching sound on the blast doors that have just come down from behind that sort of opened area that you had walked into and found that mechanic-looking man who was, well, seemingly crazy. You hear a scraping noise, like claws on metal, and then a tapping, like the tip of a screwdriver or a nail, or more to the point, likely some sort of claw. And it was tapping S.O.S.
Do you hear that?
It's the same as we were hearing before.
Are you sure?
Where
It's
is it
just...
Right?
coming
There was the flashing, right? Somebody was sending an SOS from the station
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
over
right.
the radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but last time someone asked for help, we ended up here, and then we have a blown off head of Jamie.
To be fair, Jamie didn't ask for help. I decided to help her. But yeah, I'm not ruling out more psychotic clones
I mean,
or possessed villagers. I mean, stationers.
well, we should definitely get away from the blast doors.
Molly, how quickly can you teleport? You've seen the other side of the doors. Could you teleport across, look and see what it is, and teleport right back?
Not that quickly. It takes me to teleport again. I need to, let's say, actually, I could. Yes, I could. I've improved lately, but it will still be a risk meta-wise from snap attacks, but I theoretically could do that, yes.
Well, there's also the giant hole in space, so I would think that's not the best idea.
Well, yes, there is that.
So where's the clicking coming from exactly? From from the glass door? No way. No.
Yeah.
We're not, right? I mean, I have my people in this station, or had, but if it was this other room, perhaps, or any other place where we didn't see a horde, I'd say yes.
You know,
Who are we gonna sell our goods to?
well, obviously, the one we're working with. We only came here because of a mysterious buyer who is presumably dead.
Yeah, we may want to use one of those barrels to blow up the station too.
Hmm.
But
So,
let's see if there's someone intelligent alive first. By the way, how are your wounds? A lot of you took hits. I saw it. I'm not doing very well myself.
I think only Lucian got hit, at least from us.
I believe I am uninjured. Yeah, I am uninjured.
It's not that bad.
If you have some medicine, I would just slap one on and let's move forward.
I would do that, yes. I would like one.
I don't want to risk the integrity of the suits in case something were to happen.
So, out of character, what is a Lazarus patch?
It's a resurrection thing.
Oh, so it's only for death, like a death.
No,
close to death.
Yeah. You know, have you ever seen, you know Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the Lazarus pit?
Oh, yeah.
It's just a Lazarus patch.
Gotcha.
It's basically similar.
Well, that's all that I have as far as healing things. Oh wait, no, that we were given. Weren't we given? Were we given some healing?
I don't know. I think Sis is a healer, right? Sis can heal, right?
Yes.
All right. We'll ask our residential doctor, Sis.
Oh, you don't want to ask Anna?
Anna is on the
Um,
ship.
Lucian will walk over to Sis and show you wound where he was hit. But he'll also very quietly say, "How are you doing, Sis?" With
That's a large question. With I assume a similarly large answer that I'm not sure I have it yet. Ask me again in 6 to 8 weeks.
That's a long time in space. Might
Yeah,
be shorter than
so
that.
delivery takes longer in space.
All right. Anyway.
Let me take a look at the solution. Here, just sit down for a moment.
Yeah. Just let's just all make sure we're doing okay. All right, and I will hey Anna, ship.
There is a static sort of
You want dinner?
like white noise, like an old tube television when you're flipping through the stations and you don't quite have a good, it's just a white static. And then her voice does manage to break through. Kira, is everything all right in there? Her voice sounds quite frantic. What the hell is going on? Your comms, everything just went dark. We've been trying to reach you for some time. What has happened?
Is it is this part of the station dark or is it still lit up?
No, everything is lit up, but never mind that. We have some disconcerting news. We have just picked up a ship. It appears to be it appears to be a military vessel. It is en route, and, well, we either need to get the fuck out of here now, or... Shit, what? What do you mean? Fuck. You're going to have to hunker down for some time. We have to move the ship. Good luck, and just stay off comms.
Fuck.
And, you hear the comms.
I hate you,
Uh,
Wolf. I hate you, Wolf. No.
I'm gonna. All right, everybody, radio silence. Shut all our comms off.
Oh God.
So, what she
This
says
can't go
to you,
anywhere but well.
last thing she says to you is that it is a Shah and Sanyanj vessel. So a Shah fighter, like a little like a not a fighter, but like a little transport carrier. And if you remember from some of our lore and mythos that we've come up with here, they are the mercenaries, sort of the mercenary arm. They don't directly work for the oracles, but they are often contracted by powerful members of the religious organization to take care of problems. And apparently one of their vessels is en route, so the Condor is dipping out.
So this is like a troop carrier?
Correct. So, your extract is gone, and you are now stuck aboard S8, which is fantastic.
Silent Hill enough. Damn you, Wolf.
Thanks, we love it.
All right.
Oh, God.
Next time we're blowing up the station.
Okay, hunkering down is not such a bad idea. Also,
Yeah.
we can stay in space for how long do these oxygen tanks last? 6 hours?
6 hours. That's not a lot.
No, it's not a lot.
Well,
Damn it.
luckily, so we're gonna have to find more oxygen tanks and also maybe some more weaponry that will not, create whatever those things are. So obviously,
Oh, by the way, you can have my laser rifle. Take it.
Damn it! All right. Well, if it works better than my bullets, but I prefer my bullets.
Hey, beggars can't be choosers. So, what's the plan, Captain? Anyone got ideas?
We keep moving forward. Sitting here is, I mean, hunkering down, sitting here and doing nothing is a waste of time, and we can find more supplies and food and maybe even weaponry if we keep going through the ship. You know, if they swarm us, either way, we'll be screwed.
That's true.
But
Okay, let's not leave anything close behind us. Then we don't want to get surrounded. Do you have any other ideas? Perhaps things we should look for, guys? Because I know this place. I know where everything is located. Or
a getaway ship. Maybe another ship. Maybe something to get us off the station that might be pilotable.
That's actually a good idea.
So,
Wolfie?
what you're gonna roll is you are gonna roll a no check. That's what you're gonna roll.
Oh, I'm not very smart.
It's okay. I'm gonna give you a +2 on this because, well, you're from this station.
Okay.
Additional +2.
Intelligence, I gather?
Oh yeah.
Wisdom?
I'm gonna go wisdom. Wisdom.
Oh, too late.
That's a fucking 13.
I already rolled a 15.
Hey! Guess what? The particular 3-ring flower, as they were so called, the flower, they were so called on Edis 8. This one has a machine shop, a ship machine shop on the lowest of the 3 rings. You are currently on the highest of the 3 rings. So, at least you have some place where you might find something useful.
Oh, we will have to go through the center, right?
There are a couple of different ways to get down there. You could go from the exterior. You could use your space chutes to jump down, assuming you could get access to those places. You could also move through the interior of the ship and go down through the center column to the next place. You've got options. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. All of them are options, though.
Okay. What do you think about this Nemesis? Just wearing a ship?
Going outside of the ship, we might come across less of these creatures.
But we may be seen by the military.
There's also the chance that these creatures can actually survive in the void of space, which means they can come and attack us, and it'd be a lot harder to fight out there in the middle.
Huh.
That's true.
You know, we did space a bunch of them. We will probably solve that question quickly. Just take a peek to their look. See how they're doing.
Possibly. Sis, how are the others, or how's their wounds?
Well, apart from Lucian, who was looking a little pale, as everyone seems fine.
No, I'm pretty beat up too. I would love a little.
No, you seem fine. You're good.
4 out of that. I don't feel too well, sis.
Oh, I see. That's blood, is it? I'm sorry. Usually you're covered in some kind of nondescript grease, so it's hard to. I'm sorry. I thought this was one of those moments. Right, well, come over here, Lucian. You're good now. You can move about the cabin.
Thank you.
What do you think, Drew? Could you evade a spaceship?
I mean, if we find one, I can pilot it.
Right.
Oh, God.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's start moving away.
Okay, wait. Let's open the doors behind us. We don't want to leave anything behind. Let's be quick. I can teleport. You can go ahead if you wish. If you need to. I'll open this door.
Yep. That's the last words we ever hear when you get pulled away.
Oh, true God.
So, no.
No?
Just look at it. I guess I'll look at it real quick and see what it might be, if they open even.
Store right
Does
here.
it open?
As you tap on it, it makes the happy little chirping noise, which kind of sounds like Just a nice little chirping noise, and then you hear a little chirping, just a little chirp over and over again. The door slides open, and it reveals a dreaded, terrible, and horrifying bathroom.
Okay.
All of the toilet seats are in the upright position, and all of the doors are open.
That's terrible. Why would they? do
Yeah.
this?
Everyone.
Yeah, I already
Clearly
don't trust
everyone's-
this.
Yeah, it's a high fight. Now we know.
You never leave you never leave the toilet open. You never leave the lid open.
What about the next one? Prepare to move.
Do you open up the next room?
Yes.
See another intake room.
Okay.
I'd like you all to roll a notice check on this one.
Everyone?
Mhm.
Nice. Wow. That was a good roll, Nova.
Nova? I'm going to give this one to you. There's a little computer terminal down by the little intake desk. That terminal is flickering like someone is got a light switch and they're throwing a little dance rave party. It's flick, 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 flickering. There's no real... It's not like an SOS. It doesn't seem like someone's trying to use Morse code to talk to you, but it is flickering. Then it stops. A couple seconds go by, and then it starts flickering again.
So, since I can see it, right? Does it feel like there's anything strange about it? So, like, with
your psychic ability, you are not seeing anything strange about it. But I mean, computers don't work like that.
Yeah, obviously.
Sis, you're not getting any weird precognition about anything dangerous happening. There's no, there's going to be a crazy ooze monster that pops out of the computer. So your senses aren't going off it as well.
So, it's flickering for some reason. Could it be someone trying to reach someone, or I don't know too much about the computers.
Can we check? Is it a code?
That would be up to Sis, since she knows how to do all that stuff. We're willing to waste our time, but obviously they're starting to pry at the door.
Yeah. What do you say, people? We go out, or we...
Is there any way we can take this terminal with us?
I mean, it's literally, think of a Fallout style computer.
Oh,
that's what it looks like.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have anything that we could hook into it, like to remotely access it?
Sure. I don't see any reason why not. That sounds interesting. Why not?
I can leave my phone there, my compact. I mean, we are using radio anyway. It's kind of expensive, but
Oh no, we're
situation.
no, we're not using radio right now. No
Oh,
comms.
damn it.
We're talking like normal people.
Like savages, like tech level 0 savages.
We're talking.
Sis was our hacker.
Yes.
Do you have line chants?
Wait, what?
Okay, these are devices specifically designed to just take it next to a computer and they can tap into it and transmit to you wirelessly. But I gather you don't.
No, I don't have any of those.
I don't think we have the budget for it.
No, we do not.
We don't
I have a
the money.
compad, and that's it.
Right. Well, I think you know what? If it's flashing, there might be another one. I think we should keep moving before that door opens.
That's fair. Oh, we could move the planters to block the way a little. Let's leg it.
Let's go. Come on.
Okay.
You pass by the entrance that you came in through. Heading up, the station continues to curve. Come to another door.
What lies beyond that place? Normally, I know that place.
This place right
So,
here.
like, what's this? And
Intake. All of these are intake. Multiple little docking
excellent.
intakes. Every single one of them. Every single one
Excellent.
is
We
a
don't
docking
need to
intake.
check up them. What about what is beyond these doors?
That door, all the way down the hallway, is a little, just nice little like open-aired little sitting room where people can come in. Maybe they're waiting on family or friends. Just a little waiting area, similar to the one that you found that weird crazed man in.
Fuck. I mean, that's the direction to the elevator, right?
Well, the elevator that you're looking for is towards the central column. So you'd have to go through one of those little side rooms to get to the central column, or you'd have to go to the outside.
What do you say, people? EVA?
But go inside. If our suits get ripped in any way, we're not going to survive the trip outside.
Fair enough. Okay. Who wants to open the door?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll stand behind, covering with the sniper rifle.
You may want to switch a weapon.
So are we opening door 7 or door 8? If I'm
7 is just another reception room.
So we're over here at door 8 or one of these to the top?
This one. The one at top.
This one. Gotcha.
Yeah, not door 8 would be another docking bay or whatever. Entry bay. Actually, no, this is a strange door. Should be the same. Who knows?
Lucian,
Lucian, as you walk up to the door, and as Molly gets close to the door, the first thing you notice is that the dwarf is giving off heat. And what I mean by giving off heat is that it's warm, not even just to the touch, but as you put your hand close to it, it gets not uncomfortably hot, but warm to the point where it gives you pause. Stop, you think about it for a second. And
it's warmer here.
As it is warmer, you were the one that's approaching it, right, Lucian?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have you make a quick little check here for me. I'd like you to make a mental saving throw, please.
Oof.
That is fantastic.
Mm.
There is a moment, Lucian, as you get close to it, and there's only been a few times in your life where you've experienced this kind of, let me call it a religious fervor, during some of the most passionate and impassioned speeches and lectures that you've heard when you were at the monastery. There were moments where I think you as a character really believed everything that was being said about the oracles and the redemption and the dangers of the void and the unknown. And there was a safety and a sort of comfort in those. For a brief moment, as your hand sort of passes through this warm kind of air and you get close enough just to where you are mere centimeters away from touching the door, you feel that calm flow over you. But unlike in the past where that calm brought you comfort, it feels very uncomfortable. It feels manipulative. And you are compelled to pull your hand back. Perhaps you place it forward again, perhaps you pull it back. It does not return. It was just a split second.
Yeah, Lucian will, clearly distressed, put his hand up. Did Did any of you feel that?
What?
It was like a distressing peace. I don't understand it. Similar to something that I felt when I was at the monastery. I put my hand up again. Is the warmth still there?
Yes, the warmth is still there, but that feeling is gone.
The feeling is gone, but it's still warm.
Well, luckily we're in spacesuits, so.
Yeah, but perhaps there's a fire on the other side?
Or some sort of leak?
Can we? Is there any windows here? This isn't the one that's been closed off, right?
No, no windows.
Well, I mean, it's either we wait here, or we go, or we find out. The other one's, in space right now.
Okay.
Lucian, so when you open these doors, is it something that you have to turn and crank, or do they slide open automatically? Everyone stand back, and Lucian will kind of stand to the side and activate the door so that he's not right in the way in case a gout of flame.
Yeah, the door makes a kind of groaning noise, and it's the same type of groaning noise you would hear when something has wooden planks on a door that's become so waterlogged that it's swelled. It's like the metal has expanded because of the warmth. But as soon as the doors begin to open and you're pulling your hands back, the temperature, that heat kind of wall, that sort of aura, as it were, of heat, dissipates. What you see inside the next chamber is well, I'll let you decide what you think of it. But it is a scene of, there is a woman with white hair. She has a sort of a black, not leather, but just like a black, I don't want to say like a skin tight bodysuit, even like a black leather jacket. This large sort of earring wraps up and around. Is one side of her head shaved, and she is lying curled up, kind of in the fetal position, in the center of a red pentagram that is apparently painted with blood. She's just lying there in the fetal position, rocking slowly side to side.
Lucian will step back and just kind of look to the others. Clearly he's just on his face. He's telling, he's got to look like, he's seeing something terrible.
I think Sis would look at the others and try to communicate non-verbally, should I go see if she's alive, or kind of just hooking the head towards.
Right.
I can cover you.
I will go with you. I can teleport us pretty far if needed.
All right. You two go ahead. We'll cover the back in case anything were to come out through the hallway.
As soon as you cross the threshold, Sis, right into the chamber, the bloodied circle vanishes. It's gone. And you just see this woman. You step through, and it's like it's there, and then it's not. It's there, and then it's not. And everyone else, you all see this bloody, weird pentagrammed circle dissipate. And the woman, as you get through that threshold, from the fetal position, curled up, arms wrapped around her, pushes herself up into a sitting position, and is just staring, just intense, almost daggers, at the door that leads towards the center of the station. She has not said anything. She has not made any sound other than the sounds of perhaps her positioning and motioning and moving herself into an upright sitting position. You may approach as you see fit.
Stand still, lady. Don't move a muscle.
And Sis will like lean over slightly. Excellent bedside manner, Molly. I'm sure that was very reassuring.
She knows what the fuck is going on. If she's one of them, we need to keep her still, and if she isn't, she knows why we're so worried. So either way.
Anyone ever tell you that when you are surrounded by rats, you tend to think of everyone as a rat?
That's fair.
She'll approach the figure with like the medical bag out and like be ready to do a litany of, basic tests if she's willing.
When you get within about 5 feet of this woman, this individual, she slowly turns her head to look at you, and there's no fear, no anger. There is a look of hope, a look of uncomfortable peace upon her face. Oh, I'm quite fine. You think it necessary? You can look me over.
Yes, I think we would all be reassured by a few basic tests. What is your name, by the way?
Names. I've known a lot of names. People had those names. They don't have names anymore. They don't have people. Names.
Guess what I'm talking about? You. I don't need the list of the entire department.
What is her gaze, which was looking in your direction, suddenly snaps back to that door that is directly in front of her that leads towards the central column. You can call me Kasana. Everyone just calls me Kay. Oh, my friends. When I had friends.
Well,
who are you?
Well, we are travelers. We've come here to ostensibly do a little business, but we've stumbled upon clearly some kind of emergency. Is there something wrong here at the station that you could maybe shed some light upon?
No. Everything's fine. Completely, utterly fine.
Lucian's going to step up and say, she sounds just as confused as Jamie did.
If not more.
At the mention of Jamie, Lucian, she attempts to stand up, and unless someone stops her, she will get up into a standing position.
Stay down still, girl. Cassandra, was it? No.
Kasana.
Stay sitting for a second.
She gets to a kneeling position before you stop her.
Sis, can you wrangle your bioscanner to do something? I don't know, identify this malady, parasite, whatever it is.
Well, if I knew precisely what it was, what its makeup chemically or biologically was, then yes, that would be a simple task. But for now, I'll just have to continue running tests.
What of her frontal lobe? Is it there?
Well, the question is, do I have the equipment necessary to even begin to figure that out? No, I didn't think so.
Bioscanner is pretty let me look it up because it's pretty flexible. This even an untrained user can use this tool to discern internal bleeding, gross physical distress, or toxins in a blender.
Is it flexible enough to go into the nose and look in the
You just
cranium?
knock it and it sounds hollow.
Oh,
What's the verdict here? I mean, obviously, everything is fine, right? It's, you know, air quotes. We need to keep moving.
diagnosis and DNA sequencing achievable in minutes. Okay, well, maybe I will.
Behind? Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
How dare you? Maybe I'll use the bioscanner to just do like a kind of like, I guess, sonar-esque pulse, I suppose, just to see if there's any meat in there.
You know what? I'm just going to give this to you. Meat in there. There's enough meat to encompass maybe a whole brain. You won't be able to be certain unless you can do a full CAT scan.
Right, yeah.
But I think there's a full brain in there.
Well, the good news is that you seem to have your all your marbles together. That's more that can be said for some of our other friends. Do you know of anyone else here on the station?
Nods her head, still kneeling. Yes.
Are they safe? Are they accessible?
The word safe, that uncomfortable, calm expression on her face turns into a confused one. Well, none of us are really safe. We're all... They warned us. They warned us about it. I didn't listen. I thought it was... We all thought it was bullshit.
Who is they? What
All
did
of
they warn
us.
you about?
All of us thought it was bullshit. And she goes to stand up again. And she's pivoting as she does so towards Lucian. You most of all, you believed and then you didn't.
What do you mean?
Here's the thing, Lucian. And she says your name. You haven't said your name as of yet, right. Lucian. When you stare into that void, it does stare back. And as she goes from staring kind of down, as she says, you stare into the void, and then looks back up, you watch as blood starts to pool from her eyes, and her eyes start to kind of melt away, and you see this red sort of oozy substance that matches a little bit of that black oozy substance starts to dribble down and starts to like reach out towards you. And then she just collapses forward onto the floor and begins to have a... She's spasming.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, Lucian steps back away from her.
Yes.
I'm going to get closer, actually.
Oh, motherfucker.
And I'm going to try to tranquilize her.
I hate you.
Love that. So we hear Eb from down the hallway like, get out of the way. We see Lucian take a step back. We see Sis take a step forward. Sis.
Damn it.
Do I have a sight on her head?
You know what? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Sis is in the way because I think that is narratively interesting. And I want to give Sis a chance here to do something crazy. Sis.
All right. I'm studying her for my executioner strength.
I love that journey for you.
Just so you know.
Give me.
I have been.
I'm going to have you make a heal dexterity check. Call me crazy. That's what we're going with.
All right, crazy.
Damn good. You manage to tranquilize her right in the neck. Her her convulsions stop. And as she stops convulsing, her face was like on its left side, and you get a glimpse of her eyes, and her eyes are back to normal. But what you notice is that you don't remember what color her eyes were, but now the pupils completely blood red, but they have a black iris.
Yeah.
Iris, a black iris.
Iris is the outer pupil. Thing.
Yeah. So they have a red pupil, black iris.
Okay. But otherwise, she's
unconscious.
Okay.
That's not good.
He's gone, man. Let it go.
Step back, sis.
Let's just go. We don't have time for this.
Let's finish her off. It will be a mercy, you know it.
Has all of your time with the Crusaders, under the Oracles, auspices, has that drained you of any empathy? What is wrong with you people? There's someone suffering here.
You think you can help her?
And I'm going to put her out of her suffering.
I don't think we're in a position to judge that just yet.
Let's give Sis a moment. Let's give Sis a chance.
I think Sis knocked her out. If anything, we're going to have to bring her along.
She's unconscious now. I need to get to some kind of medical bay, something with more extensive machines, so that I can see if I can determine if this is some kind of parasitic organism, whether this is biochemical something. But I'm not just going to leave her here to be summarily executed.
Molly, where is the medical bay on this station?
That's a great question.
In
Where is
ring,
it?
If you were to go straight down from where you guys are at, there is a large medical and research section. Straight down from where you guys are at.
Oh,
Yeah.
that means going through the center. Fuck.
We have to go through the center anyway to get to the elevators, aren't we?
Yeah, but I don't want to leave a potential foe behind us.
No, this is
We'll be-
Sis's problem. So Sis will carry them or drag them or however. Right? Sis?
I'll carry her. I'm strong, and I don't want the medic being beaten. Otherwise, we won't know how to bring her up.
Sis, speaking of waking her up, you notice that she's having rapid eye movement. As though she's maybe
dreaming.
Dreaming?
Yeah.
And you notice and you watch this rapid eye movement, and then her eyes open. And it's not the same expressions, the same. She looks like a different person. And she's trying to move, but the tranquilizer has somewhat paralyzed her in this moment. And you can see her trying to mouth something. You can just barely, and it's hard to hear through the back suit that you're wearing, but you can hear her trying to whisper something. She's trying to communicate with you in some way.
Yeah, I've seen this movie. I'm not going to do that. Have the pupils or irises changed?
They look no longer red.
Okay.
No longer black. Just the white. Why am I fucking this up? White pupil?
White iris.
White iris. And green pupil. Thank you. Jesus. Burning out. She looks normal, all things considered.
Oh, well, I guess technically the pupil is black and the iris is the colored portion, right? Yes.
Yes.
Sorry about that. So you're saying that the pupil is black, the iris is a normal color.
Hold on. The iris is green, the pupil is black.
Thank you.
Before, the iris was red and the pupil was black. But now it's green. So yes.
Yep. Glad we remembered basic biology.
Yes, it's been a while.
Well, if she was a semaphore, that will be calming, but she isn't. She's no traffic light.
All right. We're heading in that direction anyway, aren't we?
I guess we are. Okay, I'll carry her. I can teleport from under her if I need to.
Yeah, I'll take the head, Molly, if you will. The legs, we will.
No. Piggyback. No risking the medic.
Why are we doing this, guys? She's obviously been taken.
Someone took the Hippocratic Oath, I guess.
Just focus on the other targets.
If somebody came upon you and all of your, let's say all of your limbs had been removed because of some terrible accident, and somebody had made the unilateral decision that, oh, maybe you would be better off, you've already been taken by fate or God or any of the oracles, and they decide to execute you, would you be terribly happy about that?
Probably would have saved me weeks of unending soul-searing agony.
That's a small price to pay to continue to be alive and doing the work.
Yeah, except this woman has been taken and will probably compromise one of our suits the second she gets a chance and murder all of us.
You hear a peep. You hear just a crack of her voice. Please. I don't know what's happening. Please help me. It hurts. It's like rats crawling around inside me. Please help me.
How confident are you that you can actually do something about this?
It's not about confidence, it's about regret. If I don't try, then her ghost will live rent-free in my head for the rest of our time.
We tried with Jamie.
Jamie was attacking us. This woman was in the fetal position.
Yeah, but Jamie didn't attack us immediately. Oh, okay, fuck it. I'll just pick it up.
Look, if I have to, I'll shoot her myself, but that's if only she compromises. For the moment, let's just get going.
Is that an order?
I'll do it myself if I have to. But that's only if I have to. Now let's go.
Eb stands up and slings his gun on his back. He does not look happy.
The more time we waste here, the more time that other vessel is going to come on board. And either they're going to kill everything on board because they're the ones who did it, or
I'm not arguing. Let's move.
Right.
Lucian is gonna tell the girl, we're going to try to help you. When we came in here, you were looking at the door, glaring at it. What's on the other side of that door?
I don't know what they were. There was a delivery. There was a delivery. It was a Shah ship, I think. It hurts. And that's all you get out of her as she just starts to just kind of mumble to herself, and it's mixed in with these cries of pain, and she's in a lot of pain. She's like someone, if they look at the little pain scale at the doctors, she's probably at a 9 right now. She's struggling even having conversations and staying conscious. Which is surprising since she was given a heavy sedative, but we're at. As you move towards the central column, a couple things you guys are going to discover on your way to the central column. These long corridors are covered in deep scrape marks, like some of the other rooms you've seen aboard some of the burned out and broken sections of the space station. But as you all eventually make your way, I'm just going to grab you guys and pivot you over to the central column because you'll get there without issue. You get to the central column. There's a couple things you guys notice as you make your way into this section. There are several small little devices. And when I say devices, I want you to imagine a miniature oil barrel that has what appears to be like faucets on the top, almost like a sprinkler system on the top. And there is one that is sitting right here. And both of them are pointed towards the sort of greenery, a little shrubbery that exists in this area. Which, by the way, all of the plants on the station, they seem to be doing really well. Like, they're very green, they're very vibrant, be in very good shape, very good condition. Someone's really, like, there's some horticultural experts on this station, right?
They have gorgeous tentacles.
Gorgeous leaves. No tentacles on this one. But what you notice is that these barrel-like little devices, they look like they were set up to maybe, I don't know, water these plants. They have a symbol on them that none of you readily recognize except for Lucian. Lucian, when you spent your time at the monastery, there was a particular symbol on that monastery, and that monastery's, let's call him the high priest. One of the high priests of that monastery. Not the high priest of the oracles, not the hierarchal, but one of them. Like, maybe fifth in line of all the oracles, right? Like a pretty powerful guy. You recognize his symbol, this barrel. What would you guys like to do?
Well, Lucian will share that immediately.
Fucking. Are you telling me the oracles have a hand in this? Or is that just one of their products?
I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of business venture, just like when we saw that the mine we went to was owned by another one of the oracles.
Well, you wanted a sample, sis. Go get it.
She'll do so.
Ah, great.
On one of the barrels, there is still a little bit of dripping coming from it. That dripping is a black substance notated by this black symbol. On the other barrels, there's a red dripping. On the other barrel, a purple dripping. On the last barrel, there is a slight green dripping coming from it. As you get within about 10 feet of that barrel, the girl that's been mumbling and groaning in pain calls out to you. No, don't get close to it. That's where it started from. That's where it... Oh, it hurts. It leans forward.
I will naturally hesitate.
You're wearing a spacesuit. Unless you can get through that.
Yeah, great vote of confidence. Is there... Let me see what I have.
Does it have a sensor of some kind?
A bioscanner, right?
I mean, I have the bioscanner, but that's about it. I don't want to get any closer to it.
I meant the barrels. Like, will they spray at you? Do they have like a camera or
I
something?
want you to imagine a aerosol can that you've been spraying and you've run out of aerosol. And it's just like, it's like a little bit of condensation on it. Like dripping a little bit. You know?
Where's the janitorial closet?
There's one across the hall from where you're at, down this corridor. All the
How
way across.
far?
Actually, there's one right behind you. Hold on, let me take it back. Little closet right behind you. Right there.
Okay. Let's take a mop.
Yeah.
10-foot pole.
Honestly, that's what I was
And-
looking for. It was a 10-foot pole.
Okay, excellent. We may like drones, but not 10-foot poles. I like this. Yeah, let's grab a mop and perhaps some gloves, just in case.
They find all of those items in the janitorial closet.
Then I think we'll gear up and we'll grab a sample of the black. I think it's fair to call it ichor first.
I mean, it is kind of strange to have a spacesuit and then you have a glove on top of the spacesuit.
No, the gloves are for keeping.
It's
not for
called it's called fashion, you troglodyte.
You can't be too careful.
Yeah, you don't want to be caught dead in just this beige monstrosity.
Uh,
So are we able to take a sample without it without much incident?
No problems.
I'd also, while I have the stuff on, I'd like to try to get samples of the other materials as well.
You are able to do so without problem.
Okay.
In fact, you find little containers you can put them into. I see no problem with this. You have a small little container of red ichor, small little container of green, black, and red, respectively, and purple. Excuse me.
well, let's if there's anywhere to scan these things, it'd probably be in the medical bay, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
Guys,
Great.
can sequence DNA. Can we check at least if these things have DNA? Perhaps that will be telling.
Let's see. That takes minutes. So while you're doing that, we should figure a way to get down, right, Molly?
That's fair.
You're standing
Okay.
next to the central elevator.
Yeah,
Right.
but we need to check it.
Yeah.
Is it working properly?
It appears to be working quite properly. No issues. Fully powered.
Is it trapped in some way? Sneak should reveal that.
Not trapped at all. Seems to be functioning normally.
Well,
Okay, last question. I've lived here. Does it make noises when it moves up and down? Like
Absolutely
bing?
it does. Absolutely.
Okay. I'll grab a can of Space Dovely D40
Okay.
from the janitorial closet.
Makes sense.
And I don't know, lubricate the winches and whatever I can access the best I could.
You are
Because we don't-
paranoid. I'm gonna say you're absolutely paranoid. Hilarious.
I think that's worse. You know, it's gonna make it fall faster. All right. I think that's
All
worse.
the way straight down through the base of this flower stem, and you're just out in the void of space in an elevator.
That's
dead.
You can't trust Space D40, you know. Right. So we're on the 3rd floor, and everything, and basically the engine bay and the medical will be on the 1st floor of this section, right?
Medical
Engine
is
bay.
second.
Second rank. Yeah, is where medical is.
Okay, 2nd is medical, and 1st floor is the mechanical. Okay.
3rd floor is mechanical. You're on the 1st floor right now.
Oh, okay. We gotta go up.
Oh, armory.
They go down.
Oh.
So top is 1, then it goes 2, 3.
Why are they doing this?
Because it's a weird sci-fi thing.
I hate science.
Hey, wait. Armory. Is there an armory?
An armory? Not in this section of the station. No armory.
Okay.
Right. So we're going down to 2. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure I got this right.
Can we all fit in one elevator?
You absolutely can. It's a big elevator for like 30, 40 people at any given point if you need to. Go up and down. Oh, yeah. Like an industrial elevator.
Oh, wait a second. I can teleport to any place I've been there before. Apologies, lovely GM. But I can do that.
Yeah, you can.
Of course, I would be alone,
Yes, you would.
so that's not that hot, and it must be within 100 meters. Never mind, but it's good to know this because I can bring us lots of places.
Lots of places.
Right.
All over this station.
Anyway, so now that we're done getting the samples, let's head down to the second floor then.
And
Let's
you hear
go.
some elevator music. Dun 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 dun. Actually, pretty nice. It's like decent elevator music
What year is it?
as you travel all the way down. Elevator music hasn't changed though.
They still have the girl from Ipanema in 30,
Yes.
30
Yeah.
50 something.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
been
they do.
remixed. They've been remixed a
Yeah.
ton of times.
Lots of remixes.
She's the fucking dust pile of Ipanema at this point.
All right. You get down to this section of the space station. And a couple things you notice. All of the green plants that you see here completely wilted and dried away. The branches are blackened and dead, almost like there was a fire that came through here. The walls, the flooring, everything is black with ash. In fact, as you step onto the floor, there's this kind of crackling sound as the floor is brittle. You step across it. First thing that comes to your mind is like breaches, but your arm scanners, everything is saying that there is air, there's oxygen in here. A little bit lower than it should be, but it looks like this entire central corridor was just firebombed. That's what you see.
Right.
Wow.
Well, this is promising.
Okay, you said the metro was to the right, right?
So it is. You can take the bottom corridor towards it, or you can take the corridor that is to the right on the map, and then it's either going to be it's over in. Let me get my little measuring stick. That direction. Which you guys can't see that. Fuck.
Oh, I saw it.
No, we saw it.
Oh, you saw it? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
You're like this way.
Yes, it's like that way. Correct. Yes, you got it, brothers.
All right. Anyway. Right. Well, you know the way, Molly. Lead the way.
Okay. Do I know?
Molly, the direction to the right leads you through a section of the ship where there are some power cells. Big glowing batteries that exist and are maintained to keep this section of the ship well powered. To the bottom, to the south side, let's call it, if we're using cardinal directions, there's a another battery. There's also a nice little fountain where you kids used to hang out and, like, I don't know, throw coins into and stuff.
Cred chips, no coins.
Yeah, like
What century are you?
Why would you? Why would you throw cred shits into a fountain?
I get bored.
Oh, it grants you wishes. Like, I'm pretty sure it took 10 years, but my mom is probably dead finally. So, you know.
I see. I don't know if that's the chips or time, but
Now, The Girl from Ipanema was released in 1964, so we can assume that they're pennies from that year.
Absolutely.
right. Well, I guess what would be the safer route? I guess down and around.
Fountain sounds too biological for me at this point. So I'll go for the batteries. Perhaps we can grab a few spare parts on the way.
We can try. Let's just not blow up any of the batteries and end up destroying this section of the ship.
Oh, batteries are really stable. Most of them, at least. Oh, I'm carrying the unconscious girl. Never mind. I won't take point.
All right. As you press on, you get to the door. Lucian, as you get to the door, the first thing you notice is that there is a clanging noise coming from inside of that next room. Doesn't sound like it's a clanging noise on the door itself. It sounds like it's a clanging noise coming from someone hitting something inside of that chamber, inside of that next room. You open the door. You look inside. And you see a familiar-looking man holding like a crowbar or just like a big old metal wrench. And he's bashing on this battery right there. Just bashing it. Like you said, they're pretty strong. They're in pretty good shape. But it's just a clang, 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 clang.
Like signal bashing, want to destroy it bashing, or obsessive crazy bashing?
Obsessive crazy bashing is what you're seeing. But hey, it's Jamie.
Motherfucker, I'm not falling for this one again. I'm gonna teleport behind him and hit him with a stun button.
Cool. You teleport behind him. Your stun baton activates. And as you go to activate it, Jamie spins around, looks you dead in the eye. And he says in the same voice he used before, "Sis, is that you?" And he gets electrocuted and then turns to a pile of ooze. It slowly evaporates.
Oh, son of a bitch.
All right. Here's where things get a little fun. I'm going to roll a 25 percentile chance. We're going to see if he broke the battery. Because that's funny to me. Hey, that battery is starting to spark. And the room is starting to fill with a blue, slightly glowing gas.
Well, okay, I'm a technician. I will know if this will corrode my spacesuit or not.
It absolutely will.
Okay, I'm still a technician. Fire extinguishers.
Okay.
For electricity fires.
Okay. So you start to run and look for fire extinguishers. That's good.
If there are some at hand. Otherwise,
there absolutely are. It's a battery. They've got fail safes. You grab the fire extinguisher. You blow it on the battery. This buys you some time. This buys you probably enough time to maybe take a look at it and see if you can repair it, as you have stifled the electrical fire that's about to start.
Okay, otherwise this will just burn?
Correct. It would burn and it could explode.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's the part I was worried. Skipper, you start heading for the med bay. I will try to prevent this from blowing up.
Crap. Right. Come on, let's go.
Right. And as you guys continue on, Molly.
Do you need help, Molly?
I can teleport if it's gonna blow. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, Molly.
I'll go with the rest.
We're gonna leave you where you're at. And
leave the doors open.
The rest of you are gonna head into the medical bay. Medical bay of this section of the ship. Now, we get to the medical bay. This is where things get really, really interesting. And you know when the game master says things are interesting, it's probably not a good thing, right? But as you enter into this... Oh, my stars. Why is everything being weird? My roll 20 is just freaking out right now. As
he says it's interesting. He's stalling for time.
Well, a little bit.
Standard operating procedure.
It's absolutely correct.
Bathroom break.
Get out of here.
Cheetos break.
Well, if you have a catheter installed, you don't need to have a bathroom break.
True. As you look into the medical bay, the first thing you notice is that it looks like someone came into it and ransacked it. There are vials, there are pill bottles, there are bags of blood, bags of saline solution, there are IVs, everything. It's like someone came through here and was looking for something. God's only knows what. Redemption only knows what. Someone came through here and just ransacked this place. Now, the good news is Doesn't look like anyone came through and like bashed things apart or anything like that. But it's gonna be a little bit harder to use it because everything's all over the place. How would you gentlemen like to proceed?
Clear the room. Standard operating procedure.
Lucian will fan out into the room.
All right.
The room seems empty.
All clear.
All right, sis. See what you can do with this.
The woman that you've been carrying, this Kay, she called herself, Kasana, she has been drifting in and out of consciousness. Could be a side effect of whatever's going on with her. Could be a side effect of the sedative you gave her, but she's been drifting in and out of consciousness this whole time. Back in the room you just came from, where the battery was, you can hear Molly cursing and trying to fix the battery, keep it from blowing up. We'll see how it's going in a little bit. We're going to focus on this part. What are you going to do? What's the plan?
I would sort of guide her to, a nearby seat, something relatively stable. If there's it's like a gurney or anything sort of akin to that, then that would be preferred.
Sections right here are places for injured to be set upon. They're
then I would,
beds. Yep.
I would, get her onto that.
Relatively advanced medical beds, like if you've seen Prometheus, like that.
Oh yeah, one of those.
Like one of those
yeah.
type of things. Yeah, exactly. So you can get her.
Then I'd probably run the bed then to do, just some basic analytics. I would start a CAT scan, program that into the bed, right? And then what I want to do is find like a centrifuge or some kind of sequencer or something, and get some data on these samples, specifically the red one first.
Okay. So, where would you like to start? What information do you want first?
Let's prioritize the K first.
K first. Okay. So, first and foremost, you do the scan. She's a very healthy woman, surprisingly, for living on a space station and not seeming to be from maybe a well-to-do family. All of her blood count looks good. Everything looks good as you're watching the data readout. And then the data readout starts to do that like error, like you see 1 zeros, you see like it's like different code. And then the program starts again, and you start to get the same information. She's in good health, blood count's good, platelets are good, etc. I'm not a medical person, so bear with me. And then it says foreign body detected. And then it says foreign body detected. Foreign body, foreign body, foreign body, foreign body. And then it just starts to list off unknown, unknown, unknown. And then the program seems to fail. It is still functioning, but it is like the computer cannot figure out what it's seeing.
Right. Was there any indication of where the foreign body was?
I'll give you one guess.
Taint?
Close. It's in her head.
Oh, okay. All right. That was
Brain
close.
cavity. It was very
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
All right.
Right in
Well,
the taint.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
The medical term for that is gooch.
Gooch. Right in the gooch.
It is. That is correct.
That's science.
Fucking science, Kyle.
Okay. Let's get the sequence on the red sample.
Comic Spoon just said Space Taint is the name of my new space punk band. All right. Cool. So, what's this? You start to scan this red sample. And what's interesting is that you start to do just a generic scan. And as you're scanning it, it's registering as having like every single element that exists that is known to man comprises this substance. And then as you're watching it, you start to see the scanner, it starts to read organic material. And then as you start to look at DNA sequences that are being printed out and analyzed, it's as though the DNA is actively actively changing. So it is modifying itself. It is evolving right before your eyes. Do with that information as you see fit or ask additional questions.
If I terminate the sequencing procedure, okay, so this evolution, is it happening in any way that is like visible or detectable by the
Not
naked
currently,
eye?
no.
Okay.
It is just looks like this little kind of ichor jelly-like thing in the vial, and it's not moving or doing anything.
I want to take the samples. I will gesture over to Lucian. I'll say, keep an eye on her. I'll be right back.
All right.
And I'll take the samples and I will go back into the central, the hub, right? The central column, and try to find the least charred remains of a plant of some kind, right? You know, in the little planter bits.
You know what? Buried in the ash, you find a leaf.
I'll take that. I don't want to risk exposure. Shit. I'll just do it here. I'll do it live.
Okay.
What I'd like to do is, out of the medical bag, I'd like to grab some kind of high-tech space syringe, right? I'd like to take the leaf, and I'd like to start with the green sample. I'd like to get maybe a nanoliter, it's a very, very small bit, and apply it to the leaf. And I want to see what happens.
Out. Apply it to the leaf. And you watch as, before your eyes, that leaf starts to grow. You see the stem of it start to get bigger, and then additional leaves come out. And then you see almost as though it's recreating itself. But you only did a nanoliter, so it goes like that for 3 or 4 seconds and then stops. Then you watch as the plant slowly starts to die before your eyes.
So it starts to die again. Okay. All right. You know what? Let's go through the whole gamut. I want to try all of the different flavors on organic matter, right? Let's go with purple next. What does purple do?
Well, as you drop a little purple on it, these weird little like probing tendrils come out, like little amoeba. Not amoeba, but anemones. Anemones, that's what they're called, the little thing. And they start to like probe at your suit, and they're like feeling around at it, and then they slowly fade away and die.
Okay, note to self, not that one. Let's go with red now.
Okay. As you do the red one, nothing seems to happen. Drop it, nothing happens to the plant.
Duly noted. And black.
Black. Ah, yes. Ah, I love it. As you place the black on the plant, you watch as the plant starts to grow, similar to the way the green one did. But as it starts to grow, you can see, like, with the green, it just looked like the stem and the leaves were growing. But you see, like, this little black, like, tentacle-like tendrils are growing. But as they're growing, then they start to turn green. And then it doesn't stop. And then a plant is there. Then the tendril of, like, the black starts to, like, turn into a little root system. And that root system starts to kind of reach towards your hand. I'm going to give you plenty of time to drop it if you want
I would,
to.
yeah, I will
Okay.
drop it. I will draw my laser pistol and
Yeah.
fire a couple of shots into it.
And as you fire a couple shots into it, you hear this, like, screeching, almost like a pain sound, come from the little plant that you just vaporized. And then it turns to ash.
Crap.
Experiment done. I would like to return to the med lab.
You may do so. Brilliantly.
As soon as you come in through the door, the rifles race at you.
It's fine. It's fine. Just an experiment. That was my sidearm.
Molly,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to have you make a check. An important check. I'm going to have you make, I believe it's fix. Yes.
Yes.
Intelligence fix. Go for it.
Remember, you are a fixer.
Okay.
You have your
Yes.
focus.
Yes, but my focus doesn't make me better at fixing. It makes me better at modifying stuff. So that sucked.
Did you say mollifying? Because that would cover everything.
Womp womp.
Hey, Molly.
Modifying.
Molly. That wasn't good enough.
It's gonna blow.
You've got enough extinguisher here to keep this thing dormant for probably 30 minutes. And then this section of this station's probably going to explode.
Okay. We got a time bomb in our hands. 30 minutes. So
What
make
you
it snappy.
imagine with like the foam, you've coated it, completely coated it, and run out of fire extinguisher material, foam, and it's like basically keeping it dormant until, well, it burns its way through. I don't know if that's exactly how that works scientifically, but it seems cool.
I don't care. Yeah,
So we're gonna do it.
Pretty reasonable.
There better be a fucking ship on the 3rd floor. Because if the 2nd floor is gone, then we can't climb back up, can we?
I mean, we can float through
Mm-hmm.
or teleport through. It will tire me, but we can do that.
Sis. Analysis.
The black substance is some kind of evolving, self-replicating organic material. There is clearly a parasitic quality to it. It seems to have some kind of... I do hesitate to say, but it's become increasingly clear that some kind of intelligence. There's some malevolence to it, certainly. I just need one more test. And she'll grab like a beaker of some kind or test tube or that sort of thing. She'll set that up in a in a clamp on a table away from the people. And she will do the same thing. She'll draw a small percentage, a little larger this time, of the black. She'll insert that into the tube. And then she will apply the red in with the black.
All right.
And then wait for a reaction.
So as the red hits the black, you watch as the black and the red inside of the container start to undulate around one another as though they're fighting is the best way I can describe it. Like both are fighting. Did you add an equal amount of both?
No, I added slightly more of the red.
You watch as the black undulates, and then is consumed by the red. And now there is just a vial of red, and the vial cracks. And that red, like, drops to the floor, and you see the little tiny flagellum come out. Looks like it's looking around. And then that little baseball-sized globule kind of starts to pull itself across the floor in the direction of Kay. Kind of like
Okay.
flubber.
The scientist part of me wants to let this happen, but the everything else part says no.
Try the blue.
Yeah, I'm going to try some of the other substances real quick, but first of all, I'm going to stomp the shit out of this thing, Dead Space style.
I was
Okay.
like, I was saying, try the blue on the red.
Well, I'll give it a shot. Why not? But there is no blue. There's just the purple. But
Oh, sorry, purple.
yeah, let's do the purple.
Cool. That red has a bunch of purple flagellum on its back. And those flagellum turn into tiny little tendrilled legs. And it's now like almost sprinting across the room.
Guys?
And it jumps onto the glass where Kay is inside of. Again, it's like a medical tube thing. And it's like tink, 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 like it's trying to get inside.
Is it trying to kill the black?
Maybe that's possible. Or
I'm concerned it's going to kill Kay in the process.
Lucian, kill it.
Yeah, so Lucian will I'm trying to think.
You have a sword, right?
Yeah. We shot him before they split into others, right? We haven't used swords, have we?
Eat it.
No.
Just eat
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah. He'll whip out his mono blade and
And as you chop it in half, little red, tiny little blubber-like blob gets cut in half. This same sort of screeching little noise that Sis just heard falls apart, drops to the ground, twitches, then slowly turns to mist and just kind of like evaporates away.
Great. So we can basically decide that the red hates the black, and so it'll try to kill the black. Right? Is that what I'm getting? I'm not really a scientist here.
Clearly, these are chemically, biologically, some kind of hostile towards each other, in the same way that radiation was once used to destroy cancer cells. Yeah? The problem is, the red is also hostile, I think, to the biological host. So we need something to neutralize the red.
Didn't we have one more color?
There's green. That seems to engender rapid growth, which, if we introduce it to a living host, could have the effect of, well, some kind of cancer. Cells could multiply and create tumors or terrible internal issues.
So will it kill the host then?
Possibly.
25 minutes. So what happens if you mix the exact amount of black and red? Do they cancel each other out? Perhaps we can make a precise,
I'm going to go to Kay. Is she conscious at all?
Yeah.
Is she lucid?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Sis will go over there and she'll say...
She's been pumped through a little from some drugs. Like the medical bay is trying to figure out what's wrong with her still. It's saying that there's an error. It's still functioning though, and it's still like pumped her full of some painkillers. She's a little loopy, but she's loose enough to talk to.
Kay, can you hear me? Do you understand?
Hand on the glass. Yes.
We have a limited amount of time. I'm trying my utmost to help you, but my options are rapidly decreasing. Are you willing to accept radical treatment?
Well,
she turns inside the medical bay, this medical tube, and looks at you, and her expression screams yes, but you can see that the painkillers are starting to wear off. It's just gritting her teeth, but nods her head.
She'll nod her head
Yes.
in response, and then she will. Okay, what is the? Sis would probably be able to figure this out. What is the general volume of the prefrontal cortex?
Jeez.
I'm actually
Whatever-
Googling it.
Whatever that is in milliliters or whatever.
Yeah, we don't need the number. We just need to know if he knows.
You know,
if she
I
knows.
was curious. We're getting a little in the weeds, but I was curious. You know what? The Bay can tell you exactly what the volume of the prefrontal cortex is.
Then I will get that measurement. I will gather as much of the red material as I can. If I need to go back up, I will.
Okay.
And then my next step is to do basically a spinal tap and
So you're giving her more red material?
I'm giving her the amount of red necessary to
Do you
cover
remember
one
what
prefrontal
color
cortex.
the tendrils were that came out of her eyes?
I remember that the pupils turned red.
Correct. She had tendrils come out of her eyes towards Lucian that were red.
Oh, there were tendrils out of the eyes. I didn't
Correct.
catch that.
Yes, there were tendrils that came out of her eyes.
Well, in that case, I will measure the black
Okay.
in the degree of.
I was just like, interesting
prefrontal
choice.
cortex.
I mean, that is a science experiment. What if we just double it up? We'll see what
I didn't hear the
happens.
tendrils part.
Yeah.
That changes things.
All right.
I'm gonna tell Molly, rip this entire room apart and grab anything you can.
Molly, you may roll for spare parts a d6.
Excellent.
I got you. baby.
Everyone else in the medical bay, grab anything that looks like a med kit.
Each of you may roll a d3.
3.
We're ripping this anything we can get.
Anything you can find. If it ain't bolted down.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
All right. As you are ripping things apart, you remember how Sis mentioned that you might you could have rapid cellular growth? Underneath a pile of shelves, boxes, medical bags, you find how best to describe this?
We also
A
the thing
mass-
you can say ahead.
A
Okay.
mass that looks like it was a human at one point, but it is just a blob of tumors. And the only reason you know it was a person at one point is you can see a fat hand grasping for a bag of something. But you know it was a person at one point.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that for the explosion.
Fair enough. I appreciate that.
Oh, by the way, how large will the explosion be?
For the whole section. Right?
It'll take out not the entire ring, but one the room that you guys are in, that section, and another room. It'll blow off like a chunk of the station. Yeah. Ooh, nice. That is how much. Now I can't remember the term for it. Svan, you'll have to help me out. But just basic patches, medical. Because it's just medical
Lift.
supplies. Yeah.
Lift would be the thing that just
You
heals.
get enough supplies to make 3 lifts, as it were. Which is pretty good, actually. Totally fine. This is the general volume of the prefrontal cortex. You're a good man, Lucian. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
You're a funny person. All right, good.
/ roll space 1d3.
Ah, thank you.
Yes. Or
I had to look it up too.
No worries.
Oh.
All right, something.
All
All right,
let's
you go upstairs.
Hmm.
You gather enough
Yeah.
black ooze. Come back down. You've got enough. What are you gonna do?
I'd like to inject it into the. Well, hold on. Science. It gets into her skull.
Perfect. So you science gets to her skull, and she begins to. 2 seconds after it's injected, she goes limp. You wait. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. She wakes up. She starts screaming. just screaming bloody murder, and starts flailing, bashing her arms against the glass. The glass starts to break. She starts to scream, and she starts to scream gibberish. It sounds like words. Every word is a different language, some that you know, some that you don't know. She is just panicking and freaking out. And then all at once, she sits kind of like up, bashes her head on the top of the glass. The glass shatters. She puts her head up through it, still screaming, and then proceeds to vomit. Red and black ichor just sprays it directly. Lucian has to jump out of the way, and it strikes the bed just below where she is now sitting. She then collapses back into the medical bed. The glass is shattered, but she still seems like she's alive.
The stuff that was vomited out, is it moving around or anything? Or
It is evaporating before your eyes.
well,
I imagine the bed's broken at this point.
Correct.
So, bioscan. How is she alive?
Yes, she's alive, and you're not detecting any foreign substances.
Okay.
How much time until the explosion?
10 minutes.
Right. Hopefully it won't take out the elevator, but maybe we should grab as much as we can of those special colors, huh?
We probably should, yes. What else is in this level?
There's actually an aquarium that is
Oh.
opposite side of where you guys are at.
Oh,
Like a
God.
giant ass aquarium, which is pretty cool.
No, let's not go there.
Why
It'll
is
be
there
fun.
always an aquarium in like a zombie sort of evil
It'll be
situation?
sweet. There's a bunch of living quarters. There's a couple storage rooms with possible supplies in them, if you wanted to go check those out. And yeah, that's the interesting stuff, I'd say. That's the interesting stuff.
Okay, yeah, nothing worth risking our skin.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
I might. There's also a cafeteria.
hmm.
You know,
Oh.
in horror movies, cafeterias are never a bad place to go, right?
Yeah, I prefer not mutated food.
I
You
don't
know?
know.
Oh, fuck. Damn it, I wanted some pears, but you have a point.
Anyway, let's just get what we can, and then hopefully the exposures doesn't fuck everything up.
Cool. Just gonna leave Kay here, right? Ignore her.
No,
There you go.
I mean,
Yeah,
I can carry her.
That was my plan, yeah.
we healed her. She's on her own now.
I went to all this trouble. Like,
That's your problem, not mine.
yeah, as was made very clear by literally everybody else.
Lucian was working with
Silence.
anyway, let's
Ah,
some.
drag her
Yeah.
along. Come on.
Yes.
classic. You guys are dragging her to the central column, head down the elevator to get to section 3, correct?
Correct.
Brilliant. All right. So
Well, do we want to grab any of the goop on section 1 first?
Oh god, that's so.
I think we have enough, right?
Do we have enough for
So-
another cure?
I mean, depends on how big the person's head is.
Yeah, but roughly.
I would say yes. I would say yes.
Okay, that's good.
You guys
As
are
long
running
as we
down the
have-
hall,
Yeah.
making your way back towards the elevator in the central column. You feel the station jostle, almost as though something maybe bumped into it. That's interesting. And then you start to hear these metallic, almost like metallic clamps are attaching themselves to the station. You hear this chink, chink, chink. And as you look outside one of the windows of the hallway, you see these little pods it's almost like little missile pods. Like you watch like missiles and they get tunk 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 tunk, and then they all like the engine of the pod, the little projectile thing, and like it ignites. And you see these little like missile pod things attaching to the ship. You guys worked in the military for a while, you know, the Crusaders. Those are explosives. And they're being attached to the space station.
Oh.
And you see that ship, that little drop pod ship? Yeah, it wasn't a drop pod ship. It's a bomber. So they're planning to blow up the station. And they're using a lot of explosives. Probably more than they need to. So that's something. That's cool, right?
Wait, do we see the bomber?
It's out there. Yeah. It's like doing a circle around and just like launching these missiles at it and they're attaching to the station.
We did it cheaper.
Yeah. Exactly. Wait, the bomber, is it like a fighter plane or a frigate?
Frigate.
Oh god, yeah, it has a lot of people. Yeah, no way we're taking that on. And which
Molly was like, "We'll steal it."
Yes, exactly.
I know where your mind's at.
Pirate.
I've played with you 6 sessions. I know where your mind goes.
No, we don't have enough people to even command a frigate.
No, our ship is a frigate, so we better do. Yeah,
the same size. Okay, I thought it was like. Oh no, that's right. It's a different size.
There's a heavy frigate. That's like a fucking scary ship. Yes.
Anyway, let's
Let's
get the
rush
hell out of here. Come on, we gotta hurry up down to the next section, find a vehicle if possible, and get off of here before it, we all end up dying here.
Yes. Let's do it.
So you guys are running down the hallway. You've managed to take some time. You did get back up. You did collect some substances. I'll say that, Sis, you probably took the time to collect enough when you were up there, just in case, right? You're smart. You're a scientist.
I would think so, yeah.
You get to the central column. The ship, the whole station jostles again. As the whole station jostles again, you get back onto the elevator. Dun, 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 dun. And as you get down to the 3rd level, doors open. And you hear this fiery creature's voice. Lucian, this voice itself doesn't sound familiar, but what is being the ferocity and the devotion of which it's being yelled makes your skin crawl. And as you step out into this lower section of the station, you see standing sort of like how do I describe this? Standing near you, like on the opposite side, you can kind of like you can hear him. You can't really see him, but you can hear him, excuse me. You hear this man's voice. And he's given a sermon. He's given a crazy sermon right now.
Is it like a priest praying over the dead? He's praying over the people.
Oh, no. It's like this, my children. This is the great gift of the void. The oracles have lied to us. Look at what it has turned us into. It has turned us into gods. And as he shouts, you guys hear this kind of dull thud sound that sounds like an explosion. And then another. And that, my friends, is where we're going to end today's session.
No!
Glorious cliffhanger. And we'll pick back up right where we left off, and we'll wrap up our Empress 8 sessions, where you guys will be racing against the clock and fighting a bunch of weird, ooze-infected fanatics as you make your way. Next session, Strong Foreshadow, could be the end of the game. All right? You're going to have to fight through basically a horde of motherfuckers to get to the ship. And we're going to see what the fuck happens. But I just want to say thank you guys for a delightful episode. I appreciate you all being super awesome. And as I always say at the end of every session, any final thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns before we get ready to wrap up today's episode?
I love the assortment of oozes.
I love that Professor Hex actually went down the path of like, what do they all do? So like when I was writing this, And I was coming up with this idea. I was like, all right, this one does this one does that. They'll probably never know. But sometimes as a game master, you write lore for shit that you know the players will never do just because it's kind of fun, right? Like we've all game mastered before. It makes it fun. And then when Hex was like, I want to see what they do, I was like, Ace, this is gonna be fun. We'll see what happens.
I know. I know you know, and I know you know that I know.
Yeah, well, it's whatever. Hex played in, I think I mentioned that, in Anima Inferni, and this is all the same kind of shit that I wrote. And that's why I was glad you're going to be in it, because I figured you'd probably start to poke around, which is funny. He was also the guy that poked around last time, too, but I digress. So with that being said, any other questions, comments, or concerns, my friends, before we get ready to wrap up?
Lots of fun.
Yeah,
Good game, guys.
You guys are doing awesome. And it was funny, Eb was messaging me on the side. He's like, as soon as I see her head, I'm shooting it. And you guys never moved away from her. I was like, I get it. And he's like, I hate this. I just want to shoot her. But you have a potential new friend. You got a potential new friend, which is
Not
awesome.
looking for a potential new friend, especially an infected potential new friend.
We need as many friends as we can have.
She's fine now.
She seems okay, right? She seems fine. Yeah, she's like, mostly alive, right?
It's
Probably.
easy. You mix everything together and then throw it at someone and then run.
Yeah.
I specifically didn't write an orphan because I said, okay, having familial bonds is sometimes useful. And then my whole station is infected with a parasite and it's going to be blown up. So.
Welcome to a Darewolf game. Don't get attached to anybody. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? I don't know. All right, friends. Well, as I always say at the end of every session, thank you so much to the players for playing. Truly, without you guys, this is impossible, and I genuinely appreciate it. I always have fun with these, even though Hex says I'm going to get burned out. I feel more alive and ready and fired up than I have in a long time. Thank you to the viewers for viewing. We got a bunch of comments. Atomic Spoon, always appreciate you stopping in. Crimson Knight, you're the fucking man. And for everyone else that watched, we appreciate you for catching the VOD. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. In the meantime, be well, be safe, and happy gaming. We'll catch you next week, same game time, same game place for Session 7 of Anima Inferni. We've almost made it to Session 10, which is super exciting. That's a big number, double digits. But with that being said, good night and be well. Cheers.